Hello, this is Tom Suvansri at Premier Trust Advisors. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to cover a very important topic, and I'm sure it's on the hearts and minds of a lot of parents. How do I help fund my kids' education? It's so important. We want to get them started off on the right foot and not be burdened with massive amounts of debt. The debt for a lot of kids coming out of college is just astronomical. And it's putting them in a very difficult position to actually grow their wealth and prosperity. And so as parents, we all want to help them avoid that. And so we are putting a lot of money and saving and spending money on education for our kids' behalf. And it's something I know a lot of parents want to do. And today I want to cover and just show you what is the true cost of paying for education. And you'll be kind of potentially shocked on what it actually shows. So let's go with the assumption here and walk through this with me. Family has 3 kids. Oldest is 11, starting school at 18, 4 years at $25,000 a year, and tuition increase of 7%. Unfortunately, we're seeing that the cost of education continues to exceed inflation. Hopefully that slows down, but the amount of money the government is providing for education, this is like a runaway train. The increases are just, potentially unstoppable. So we'll go with 7% right now. And you see that the cumulative cost for kid 1 will be $178,000 to fund their college education. Nothing to sneeze at for sure. We're fortunate enough to have more than one kid. So kid 2, who's 8 years old, starting at the same 18 years of age, 4 years at $25,000, and the same 7% tuition increase. Child number 2 will cost us $218,000. So let's look at kid number 3, who's maybe 5. Same assumptions. Kid number 3 will cost $267,000. So cumulative, these are serious numbers. And hopefully it doesn't rise as fast as we're projecting here, but we've seen it rise pretty quickly recently. So that's just the actual payouts. But let's factor in the thought that we're going to hopefully earn money while we wait for them to go to college. And at 5%, you'll see that for kid 1, the payouts are $178,000. But really what it costs us is $200,000 based on the fact that we're losing that earning power now as we're starting to spend. So during this course of time they're going to college, it actually costs us more because we're losing the chance to use that money. And this is back to that very basic economic principle of opportunity costs. We either pay interest by borrowing, or if we use our cash, we actually lose the earning power on that. So that's an opportunity cost that is that we bear that because we no longer can use that money for our benefit. So that's the cost differential. So let's think about this from the parents' end here. This is where it gets really interesting. So let's assume the parents are 45 years old. And they're likely shooting for retirement at 65. Might be longer after watching this. And the tuition checks amounts to $664,000 across the 3 kids. Actual payouts. However, given the concept of opportunity costs, the assets lost exceed $1 million to fund the college education for these 3 kids. That's a staggering amount of money. Because all the money that's being used to fund college is now lost for future use. Now, this example assumes up to age 65, but we lose that earning power for the rest of our lives. So let's assume we live out to age 95. So what this equates to is through retirement years, the loss of over $60,000 of annual income that we no longer get because of our funding of this college education. That's a significant amount of money. So as you look at this is just meant to illustrate that the true cost of college is even higher than some even recognize. And we have to be very mindful about funding that college. Is it appropriate for our children? Is there another way to save that actually benefits us? And we still can actually fund college, but allows us to think about our future earning power and make sure that we are accounting for that into the equation. So I hope this was helpful for you to think about it and see that the cost of education is not something to be taken lightly, and it can have some serious impact to our future's retirement.